Hello friend, I am Hina Basarviya and today you will see this image of the Natya Sastra and Bharat Muni, and we all get the idea what I today deal. And now I today deal with the theory of Ras. This is my personal information and introductions. The theory of Ras also center Indian aesthetic or Sanskrit poetics, which developed around in 600 AD, and founder of Ras theory by Bharat Muni, who lived in sometime between a first century BCE and third century CE. It was developed by the rhetorician and philosopher Abhinav Gupta, who applied to all varieties of theater and poetry. The principle of human feeling, according to Bharat Muni, he also developed the nine type of the feelings and nine type of the ras. The it's are the delight, lighter, sorrow, anger, energy, fear, disgust, heroism, and astonishment. And all are contemporary. We all see this various ras in this name of the like erotic, comic, pathetic, furious, heroic, terrible, odious, marvelous, and equitistic. And ras here is generally considered as an explanatory formula for the aesthetic experience of the Indian drama and literature. And Bharat Muni, Natya Sastra is considered as the source of this theory. And Ras literally means test your savor and or savor. Savor means enjoyable. And use the donate the essence poetry. Its significance, the peculiar experience that poetry affords us. The Ras school stresses the experiential and subjective side of poetic meaning. And definition of the Ras theory, the Ras school held the essence of the poetry to be a quality distinct for form in the determinate, which are more commonly known a character such as natural situation, human action, and emotions. Are the Ras theory also represent the human characters in a natural action, situation, human action, and emotions. Thus, theory is not essentially a imitation of nature, but also include the life and emotions through the natural depicted. And Ras is regarded as extraordinary and unworldly. The pleasure which accompanies it is transcendental. The according to Bharat Muni say that the Ras theory is no compositions can proceed without Ras. It means the Ras is a basic theory and main idea of the Ras theory that poetry is an expressions of emotions and that emotions are objectified and disinterestedly to wildly believe that poetry affords the higher kind of emotions. Delight is also accomplished accepted, but the delight of joy of the self revelations or truth or higher contemplative and universal spirit, it is a particularly Indian through some affinity with the scholarly theory art can be seen. And distinctions in the poetry between two classes of emotions. Here we find the two classes of emotions. First is the permanent or dominant, and the transience. Transience means short time of that emotion are there. There is a differ in natural and functions, and Aristotle maybe have two distinctions of this nature. And Aristotle, according to Butcher, meant by the character the permanent dispositions of the mind, which levels and certain condition of wills. It means emotion are not be a long to condition of the your mind, but emotion the more transient emotion, the passing mood of feeling. It means the emotion are also dependent of the short time and the only dependent of your mood. Now, since both characters and emotion are represented in the poetry and character is probably that Aristotle thought to more permanent dispositions, defining character to be expressible through the transient mood. And according to C.K. Ogden, perceiving that certain feelings, such as doubt and belief, are emotions that do not leave behind any permanent dispositions in this mind. The dependent upon the some emotion is also given rise to them, and that in the art through the certain sensibility one because the nature the latter spring from the former, and emotion is obviously, and many literary critics make the distinctions without clearly knowing it. It's their concrete opposition or the critical work. And now I conclude with this Abhinav Gupta's quote, that is no poetry without Ras. It means Ras is a basic to all these theories, and and I can understand the Ras is always useful key to understanding of the poetry and provided with the critical tools to examine an Indian art form and their emotional and aesthetic impact. Thank you. And this is my verse citation.